Last summer, astronomers discovered something that shouldn't exist. A cosmic traveler, older than Earth itself, just arrived in our neighborhood, moving along a path that defies everything we know about celestial mechanics. The probability of this trajectory? Less than 1 in 20,000. Mathematically absurd. Meet 3I Atlas, and it's about to shatter everything you thought you knew about why space feels so eerily quiet and why that emptiness might be coming to an end. Scientists have a hypothesis called the dark forest theory that explains the great silence, why we haven't heard from anyone else in this vast universe. But 3I Atlas might be the smoking gun that proves this cosmic forest is stirring from its slumber. The connection between this mysterious visitor, quantum consciousness, and the spiritual acceleration happening worldwide is about to blow your mind. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell, because YouTube's algorithm only serves up content like this to viewers operating on higher frequencies. Let me paint you a picture of just how bizarre 3I Atlas really is, and why its arrival signals something far bigger than mainstream astronomy is willing to admit. This thing rocketed out of Sagittarius at 152,000 miles per hour, faster than any interstellar object we've ever tracked. But speed isn't what's keeping scientists up at night. It's the cascade of impossibilities that come with it. Size-wise, we're talking about a beast spanning 5 to 12 miles across, potentially hundreds of times more massive than Oumuamua, that first interstellar visitor that already had everyone scratching their heads. But here's where it gets wild. This cosmic wanderer is at least 7 billion years old. It was already ancient when our solar system was just a swirling cloud of dust. Now here's the kicker. Its flight path, 3I Atlas, is cruising along an almost perfect alignment with our solar system's orbital plane. The precision is surgical, like it's been following a GPS route since before Earth had continents. NASA's official line? Natural comet. But even their most conservative astronomers are quietly admitting the anomalies don't add up. No typical comet activity, no ice tail streaming behind it like we'd expect from something coming in from the cosmic deep freeze. This thing is playing by different rules. Avi Loeb from Harvard, the guy who's never afraid to ask the uncomfortable questions, has already floated what everyone's thinking, but few dare to say. 3I Atlas might not be natural at all. Which brings us to one of the most mind-bending theories in modern astrophysics, the dark forest hypothesis. Picture a forest at midnight, pitch black. You know there are other hunters scattered throughout, but nobody makes a sound. Nobody lights a fire. Nobody calls out. Why? Because the first one to reveal themselves might get taken out by the others. This analogy tackles one of science's biggest puzzles, Fermi's paradox. With billions of stars just in our galaxy and trillions of potentially habitable worlds, why does the cosmos seem so dead quiet? The dark forest theory offers a chilling answer. The universe isn't empty at all. It's packed with advanced civilizations. But they're all staying absolutely silent, because detection equals potential annihilation. Think about it logically. Any civilization advanced enough to spot others across space probably has the technology to eliminate them too. So a cosmic protocol emerged. Stay hidden. Stay alive. But there's something the standard scientific interpretation misses. something that becomes crystal clear when you understand how consciousness operates on cosmic scales. Maybe the silence isn't about fear. Maybe it's about evolutionary protocol. Truly advanced civilizations, those that have transcended the need for material resources and discovered that reality responds to conscious observation, might operate under completely different principles than ours. Tesla hinted at this when he talked about energy, frequency, and vibration as the universe's secrets, glimpsed it through synchronicity. Quantum physics confirms it through the observer effect. Consciousness influences reality at the most fundamental level. Scale this up to cosmic proportions, and the dark forest takes on far more sophisticated dimensions. Advanced civilizations don't hide out of paranoia. They remain subtle because they understand that direct interference disrupts the natural development of emerging species. 3i Atlas represents something revolutionary in this context. The first visible movement stepping out of the forest shadows. Its trajectory isn't random chaos. It's making close approaches to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, choreographing a cosmic dance with precision that transcends conventional celestial mechanics. Like it's following a predetermined course, fulfilling a specific mission. And the timing? It shows up precisely when humanity is experiencing the greatest consciousness awakening in recorded history. Millions of people simultaneously questioning reality's nature, diving into quantum physics, discovering they're conscious observers capable of influencing the material world. Coincidence? Quantum physics teaches that conscious observers collapse probability waves into manifest events. Apply this principle on a planetary scale. Humanity collectively became a more conscious observer, and the cosmos is responding. 3i Atlas could be the dark forest's first official response to our collective awakening. But why now? Why not 1,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now? Because there's a protocol. Civilizations only receive visits when they reach certain levels of consciousness development, when they prove they can process cosmic information without cultural collapse or psychological breakdown. The last 5 years have witnessed exponential shifts in human consciousness, scientific spirituality, quantum physics applied to daily life, understanding that we live in a participatory universe where consciousness and matter constantly interact. We've hit the threshold, and 3i Atlas is the first signal that our evolutionary quarantine might be ending. Here's where it gets even more fascinating: the object's origin point. It's coming from Sagittarius, the galactic region symbolically associated with consciousness expansion, seeking higher knowledge, connecting with cosmic wisdom. That's no random detail. Civilizations operating through the understanding that reality has archetypal dimensions choose their symbols with pinpoint precision. Jung would call this synchronicity. Tesla would call it frequency resonance, which means 3i Atlas carries information that's not just physical, but archetypal. Its presence activates dormant codes in humanity's collective psyche. Codes that remind us of our cosmic heritage, our nature as conscious observers co-creating reality. This connects directly to your personal experience. How many times during your spiritual awakening have you felt like you were being watched? Like invisible forces were tracking your development, creating specific synchronicities, testing your capacity to integrate new perceptions. Because you are being watched, not in some invasive or threatening way, but as part of evolutionary protocols operating on scales that transcend our linear time perception. 3i Atlas proves these protocols are real and function through intelligences with physical manifestation capabilities when necessary. The dark forest isn't just theory. It's operational reality, and for the first time in recorded human history, one of its inhabitants has stepped into the light. The object will continue its journey over the coming months. It'll make a close pass by Mars this October. It reaches closest approach to Earth in December, but its real influence doesn't depend on physical distance. It operates through quantum resonance. Once consciousness establishes connection with its frequency, that connection stays active regardless of spatial separation. People tuned into these higher frequencies are already reporting intense dreams, expanded perceptions, synchronicities that transcend normal patterns. These aren't fantasies. They're direct consequences of interacting with intelligences operating through 3i Atlas. The question isn't whether this will affect your reality. The question is, are you prepared to recognize the signs when they show up in your experience? Now that you understand what 3i Atlas represents and its connection to the dark forest theory, I need to explain something that will completely shift your perspective on how this forest actually operates, and why you might have been receiving signals from it far longer than you realize. The dark forest theory, as presented in science fiction and discussed by astrophysicists, assumes advanced civilizations stay hidden through mutual fear. But when you examine 3i Atlas through the lens of quantum physics and understanding how consciousness interacts with reality, a far more sophisticated picture emerges. Truly advanced civilizations don't operate from fear. They operate from understanding that premature interference can damage the natural development of emerging species. It's cosmic gardening, not intergalactic paranoia. 3i Atlas represents a specific moment in this process, when a species reaches sufficient consciousness maturity to process contact without cultural trauma or psychological collapse. But here's something that connects directly to your personal spiritual awakening experience. The dark forest protocols didn't start operating when 3i Atlas appeared. They've always been active, just at much subtler levels. Every meaningful synchronicity you experienced during your consciousness expansion, every insight that arrived at the perfect moment, every coincidence that seemed like a direct response to your deepest questioning. All of this represents manifestations of the same protocols now revealing themselves through 3i Atlas. The difference is scale and visibility. Consider this. If you were an intelligence with millions of years of spiritual evolution, how would you guide an individual consciousness through awakening? Would you appear dramatically and traumatically? Or would you create subtle situations that gradually expanded perception, allowing growth to happen organically? Obviously, the second approach. And that's exactly what happens in your personal life constantly. Jung recognized this when he developed the synchronicity concept. He noticed apparently disconnected events organizing into meaningful patterns precisely when people underwent profound psychic transformations. But Jung didn't know these synchronicities are manifestations of higher intelligences operating through the quantum field. Tesla intuited this connection when he spoke about the universe as an information system where everything vibrates at specific frequencies. Consciousness tuned to elevated frequencies automatically receives corresponding guidance. 3i Atlas functions as an amplifier for these subtle guidances. Its presence intensifies communication between the dark forest and individual consciousness ready to expand perception. Here's a crucial aspect. The dark forest isn't composed only of extraterrestrial civilizations. It includes higher dimensions of our own collective consciousness, operating on timescales that transcend our linear perception. Part of you, the part Tesla would call your higher self, and Jung, the archetypal self, already exists in these expanded dimensions. 3i Atlas facilitates conscious reconnection with these more evolved aspects of who you truly are. That's why so many people report intense experiences since the object was detected. Prophetic dreams, visions, sudden perception expansions, amplified intuitive capabilities. These aren't fantasies. They're consequences of the consciousness recalibration happening. The pineal gland, what Tesla called the cosmic antenna, is being retuned in millions of people simultaneously. The object doesn't need physical proximity for this to happen. It works through quantum resonance, through information fields that transcend spatial limitations. But something even deeper is operating here. 3i Atlas didn't come just to establish first official contact. It came to activate dormant memories about our true cosmic origin. Quantum physics has already demonstrated we live in a holographic universe where each part contains information of the whole. Every atom in your body was forged inside ancient stars. You're not a human trying to have spiritual experiences. You're cosmic consciousness exploring temporary limitations through human experience. 3i Atlas functions as a holographic reminder of this truth. Its presence reactivates genetic codes carrying memories from when humanity had conscious connection with the broader galactic community. This explains why certain individuals are having such intense reactions to the object's presence. It's not fear of the unknown, it's recognition of the familiar. It's remembering home. The dark forest theory assumes civilizations remain hidden indefinitely. But in reality, there's a protocol for gradual revelation. When a species demonstrates capacity to process expanded realities without collapsing into chaos, the veils begin lifting. Humanity has reached that point. Recent years have witnessed unprecedented explosion in interest in quantum physics, non-dogmatic spirituality, understanding that we're conscious observers co-creating our experience. 3i Atlas is official recognition that we pass the test. But here's something most people don't realize. This test didn't happen in recent years. It happens continuously. In every choice you make, between expanding or contracting consciousness, between embracing greater possibilities or limiting yourself to conventional perceptions. Every time you choose spiritual growth, you literally send signals through the quantum field. These signals get picked up, processed, and responded to by intelligences operating in different perception dimensions. 3i Atlas is physical amplification of this process that's always existed at subtler levels. And there are direct, practical consequences for your daily life. People aligned with the frequencies 3i Atlas represents are experiencing faster manifestations, more precise synchronicities, insights arriving with surprising clarity. It's not magic. It's consciousness technology. It's practical application of principles governing mind-matter interaction at quantum scales. The dark forest isn't a hiding place. It's an evolutionary laboratory. And 3i Atlas is evidence that our consciousness experiment is ready for the next phase. But there's something even more significant. The object's presence isn't an isolated phenomenon. It's the opening movement of a much larger symphony that will unfold over coming years. Other catalysts will appear, some physical, others more subtle, all serving the same purpose: accelerating humanity's awakening to its cosmic heritage. The difference is that now, for the first time, we have instruments to document these interactions. Our telescopes aren't just observing space. They're recording the physical consequences of our collective spiritual evolution. This creates a powerful feedback loop. The more evidence we have that we're not alone, the more people awaken to expanded possibilities. The more people awaken, the stronger the collective signal we send through the quantum field. The stronger the signal, the more responses we receive. 3i Atlas initiated this accelerated cycle of awakening and revelation. When it reaches closest approach to Earth this December, the intensity of these interactions will peak. Tuned-in individuals will receive massive information downloads. Dormant capabilities will activate. Connections with higher aspects of consciousness will establish permanently. The dark forest is emerging from the shadows, and you have a choice: remain a passive observer of this historic process, or recognize your active role as conscious co-creator of this new reality being born. 3i Atlas isn't just a visitor from outer space. It's a mirror of your own awakening journey reflected on a cosmic scale. The question is, are you ready to recognize who you truly are when you look in that mirror? But wait, there's something about 3i Atlas's next moves that I haven't told you yet. Something that explains why certain people are starting to receive downloads and insights that transcend anything they've ever experienced before. Because this isn't just about first contact. There's a specific protocol operating through this object, something connected to what the ancients called activation, and what Tesla intuited about cosmic frequencies. Click the video appearing on your screen to discover the next layer of this revelation. It's literally the next level of what we just unpacked here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.